Are you living with a husband who seems to have lost all interest in intimacy? Does he frequently avoid closeness, or only care about his own needs, disregarding your emotions? Could it be that behind his polished exterior, he's hiding a painful truth? He's a narcissist. In this video, we'll uncover the dark secrets hidden behind the flawless mask of a narcissistic husband and decode why they disregard their partner's emotional and physical needs. Beyond that, we'll explore ways to escape the maze of hurt and manipulation, discover strategies to protect yourself, rebuild your self-esteem, and reclaim true happiness. Get ready for a journey of surprising and fascinating discoveries. Number 1, they fear losing control. One of the most common reasons, and perhaps the clearest indicator of narcissistic tendencies, behind a narcissistic husband's refusal of intimacy is his desire for control. In the eyes of a narcissistic man, a wife's desires, whether physical or emotional, pose a threat to his supreme authority. To them, the world must revolve around their needs, and everything must remain within their control. As soon as the wife expresses her desires, they will often reject them, not because they lack the need for intimacy, but simply because they refuse to fulfill their partner's needs. This creates a paradoxical and painful dynamic. The more a wife tries to attract attention and rekindle the relationship, the more coldly the husband rejects her. Heartbreaking stories abound of wives dressing provocatively, cooking in alluring outfits, or taking bold steps, only to be met with indifference. Early in the relationship, physical intimacy often holds great appeal for a narcissistic man because it's a means of asserting control and achieving what he wants. This makes the initial experiences particularly enticing, not just because of novelty, but also due to the allure of breaking boundaries. During this phase, women may adopt a more reserved attitude, and this reserve becomes the energy the narcissist seeks to fuel his ego. Crossing boundaries becomes the conquest he desires. However, after marriage, the harsh reality emerges. For a narcissistic husband, rejection doesn't stem from a lack of desire for intimacy, but from a need to maintain power and witness his wife drowning in feelings of helplessness and despair. They find satisfaction in manipulating their partner's emotions, turning love and intimacy into a calculated power game. A study published in the Journal of Personality Disorders also highlights that individuals with narcissistic personality disorder don't view emotional and physical intimacy as crucial aspects of marriage, but rather as a reward they have the authority to grant or withhold. This explains why narcissistic husbands often reject their wives in situations where they feel their power is threatened, even if they personally crave intimacy. Number 2, they cannot admit to inadequacies in the bedroom. Sometimes, a narcissistic husband's avoidance of intimacy isn't solely about power plays or emotional manipulation, but stems from an unspoken vulnerability, issues with performance in the bedroom. While these are common health concerns, admitting to them for a narcissist is akin to exposing a deep flaw, tarnishing the perfect image they work so hard to maintain, especially in individuals with high narcissistic tendencies. Rather than seeking professional help, adjusting their lifestyle, or utilizing therapeutic options, they choose denial and avoidance. They adopt a facade of indifference, pretending to lose interest in intimacy and acts of affection. Instead, they channel their focus into work, money, or personal projects to mask the insecurities gnawing away at them. The sad truth is that for many wives, their husband's performance was never the main issue. What they long for is emotional connection rather than physical satisfaction. A warm hug, a tender whisper, or simply the presence of their partner by their side is enough to warm their hearts. Yet even these simple gestures are beyond what a narcissistic husband can provide. Their rejection and avoidance inadvertently push their wives into a pit of pain and loneliness. This rejection not only inflicts deep emotional scars, but also leaves the wife feeling abandoned, undervalued, and questioning her own worth. Many may wonder, what did I do wrong? Or, am I no longer attractive? Some wives even described feeling like they're living with a roommate rather than a life partner. Number 3, they cheat. Another common reason narcissistic husbands withdraw from marital intimacy and show little interest in affection or tenderness is the shadow of infidelity. In this context, infidelity doesn't only refer to an affair with a specific person, but can also encompass indulgence in the underworld of illicit massage parlors, strip clubs, or even transactional sexual encounters. For narcissistic husbands, physical intimacy isn't merely a biological need, but a tool to assert for dominance, feed their inflated egos, and satisfy their need for control. Like moths drawn to the flame, they seek fleeting gratification in shallow conquests and artificial emotions. Their narcissistic personality drives a constant sense of inadequacy, a ceaseless craving for admiration and validation. They're never content with what they have and always seek new supply to fuel their insatiable ego. They may stray into reckless affairs, but return to their wives as if nothing ever happened. This contradiction creates a deep emotional wound for the wife. When the truth comes to light, she must not only face the pain of betrayal, but also the feeling of being disrespected and devalued. The husband's behavior reflects a lack of respect and disregard for his partner's feelings. Hallmark traits of narcissistic personality disorder. In cases where infidelity becomes a recurring pattern, it can gradually erode trust, leaving the wife trapped in a cycle of suspicion, self-doubt, and pain. In some instances, narcissistic husbands may even accuse their wives of infidelity to deflect attention from their own wrongdoing. This is a form of psychological projection, a subconscious confession by the narcissist. When they repeatedly accuse you of something, it's often what they themselves are guilty of. Faced with the betrayal and deceit of a narcissistic husband, wives must recognize these toxic behaviors and seek support from psychologists or support groups. Remember, you deserve genuine love and a healthy relationship built on respect, trust, and mutual care. Don't let yourself be consumed by the hurt and lies. Have the courage to step out of the shadows and find the light and happiness you truly deserve. Number 4, they see intimacy as a tool to manipulate their wife's emotions. Physical intimacy in the eyes of narcissists sometimes becomes a weapon to punish or assert power. They may refuse intimacy when you desire it or force you to do things you dislike. They turn private moments into a battlefield where they are the sole victor. This toxic behavior not only causes dissatisfaction and destroys marital life, but also erodes affection and kills intimacy between the couple. It highlights the narcissist's severe lack of emotional intelligence, as they cannot understand or respect their partner's feelings. However, paradoxically, these behaviors often backfire, causing them pain. When their partner stops responding or love begins to fade, they feel hurt and abandoned. Their fragile ego cannot withstand such a harsh reality, and they will either try to escape or seek satisfaction elsewhere. Number 5, they lose interest in their partner. Finally, one of the most significant reasons narcissistic husbands withdraw from physical and emotional intimacy with their wives is their perception of their partner. In their eyes, the wife is not a true companion, but an object to serve their needs. Initially, they may appear attentive, affectionate, and shower their wife with romantic gestures to gain attention and commitment. However, once they feel they have achieved their goal or extracted enough attention and admiration, they quickly lose interest. They stop giving compliments, show no interest in their wife's hobbies, opinions, or emotions. This isn't because the wife has changed or lost her value, but because the narcissist no longer sees her as a source of satisfaction for their inflated ego. They stop investing in the relationship because their narcissistic personality makes them incapable of maintaining long-term closeness and empathy. Dr. Craig Malkin, a specialist in narcissistic psychology, describes this phenomenon as a form of energy depletion. When the wife no longer satisfies their need for self-admiration, they shift their focus to other sources, such as work, personal interests, or even extramarital relationships. This leaves the wife feeling abandoned, unloved, and wondering if she has done something wrong. This withdrawal is not just a lack of affection, but also a subtle form of manipulation. The narcissistic husband wants to maintain control by keeping his distance, making the wife feel unstable and constantly crave his attention. This creates a toxic cycle where the wife tries harder to fix the relationship but faces more rejection, leaving her feeling powerless and deeply hurt. What can you do to protect yourself and preserve your happiness? Remember, you deserve to be loved and respected. A narcissistic husband's rejection does not reflect your worth, but is merely a way for him to assert power and manipulate your emotions. Do not let his behavior erode your self-esteem. Always keep in mind that you deserve a genuine love and a healthy relationship where you are valued and appreciated. To protect your mental health and maintain control in the relationship, it is crucial to establish clear boundaries. Be bold and straightforward in expressing your needs. For example, I need intimacy in marriage to feel loved. If that is not possible, we need to have a serious conversation or find a solution. However, do not expect pleading or begging to change the behavior of a narcissistic husband. They often ignore your needs and feelings. Instead of trying to change him, focus on self-care, building your confidence, engaging in positive activities, and fostering supportive relationships outside of marriage. Self-care is the key to regaining balance and self-love. Spend time on things you enjoy, activities that bring joy and relaxation. Do not forget that your happiness does not depend on anyone, not even your spouse. In this challenging journey, seeking support from a psychologist or marriage counselor is essential. They can help you understand the situation, develop effective coping strategies, and assess whether the relationship is still worth continuing. If the husband is unwilling to change or improve the relationship, you need to seriously consider whether the marriage meets your emotional needs and values. If the answer is no, leaving the toxic relationship is necessary to protect yourself and seek true happiness. Remember, a healthy relationship must be built on empathy, respect, and mutual care, not a power game filled with hurt. You deserve genuine love and a happy life, where you do not have to struggle to be acknowledged and loved. So, we have explored the complete psychological dynamics and reasons behind why a narcissistic husband tends to avoid intimacy and closeness. I hope these insights help you gain a clearer understanding of the issue, enabling you to make informed decisions for your happiness. Always remember that you deserve a complete love where you are respected, heard, and cherished. Never lose yourself in a toxic relationship. If you are facing challenges in your marriage with a narcissistic husband, do not hesitate to seek support from a psychologist. They will be a trusted companion, helping you overcome difficulties and find true happiness.